everyone, welcome friends, welcome back to my channel. We are back with another updated jealousy video. So this is going to be who is jealous of you and why. Okay, we're trying to get as much information as possible about who these people may be, what context it surrounds, and then we'll get into why. You can choose based on the oracle cards here. We have for Pile 1, Erykah Badu, representing spirituality, the Lady of Rage, representing fight, and Lil Kim are representing resilience for Pile 3. So you can choose intuitively, choose from the timestamp, choose from the descriptions here. But let's hop right on in. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Also, personal readings are available on a limited basis every week. But everything you need to know is down in the description box. So if you are wondering about anything, just ask. Always, support and engage with each other in the comments. And thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. Oh my God. Okay, look, you guys, I'm so excited about this. This morning I woke up to 2,000 subscribers. So it is 2,000 biddies on the winning team. Okay, so if you are new here, welcome into our space, welcome into our spiritual community, and thank you so much for being here, tuning in and engaging, and I hope you join our winning team. Okay, without further ado, let's hop into the video. Okay, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your selection. Okay. Y'all, this is just too much already. I already be knowing. So you have spirituality here. So definitely you are so concerned with the human spirit and the soul more than you are concerned with material things. So it seems so weird that people will be jealous of your spirit and your spirituality, your soul, right? I'm definitely getting that people are just really jealous of this. They're jealous at, I feel like for a lot of them, how you'll know who this is that these are people who may be tied to a religious ideology that's not for them. These are bigots and fundamentalists, and these people, they just don't have that higher level of connectivity. You might have been drawn to my last, if you have already been, watching, you might have been drawn to Pile 1 in the last jealousy reading, but it feels like these people are stuck in some kind of ideology that doesn't make sense to them. Okay, and I also feel like somebody here is very, very jealous of your mindfulness practice, your meditation, and even your spiritual tools. So if you're using crystals, sage, Palo Santo, singing bowls, people are very, very jealous of your spiritual tools. Some of you, they're jealous of your yoga materials, or if you're into yoga, you might be at a yoga studio, you might be going to meditation practices. These might be spiritual communities that you are actually in, right? And you think that you're around more conscious people or around more enlightened people, but no, that's not the case. For some of them, if you're not resonating with them being religious, they might be in these spiritual communities with you. I'm getting a yoga studio, yoga instructors. I'm also getting that people are very, very jealous of your flexibility and your legs and how bendy and flexy you are. It feels like whatever practice that you have is something that centers you, something that brings you, moments of stillness so that you can tune into your inner world a little bit more. It also feels like, I definitely am getting Piscean energy here, and also 12th house energy. So this person could be a Pisces. I'm also getting that their name starts with the letter J. This is something I'm also getting these could be classmates or people in your cohort that you outgrew. I feel it definitely feels like a feminine energy there. Okay, you might be the feminine energy, but I also feel this person might be feminine. It's just something about how you pray, or your sadhana practice, your ego surrendering practice. I'm also getting like you know how Erykah Badu is like known for wearing like, you know, a lot of big hair and hair wraps and stuff like that. People are like jealous of your hair wraps or your bonnet or your scarves or your hats. You know, like it's just and I feel like because you are so spiritually aligned, you're so concerned with your soul and your spirit, you just pour like this abundance, like it radiates in your aura, and like it shows in your charisma and your personality. I also feel like, you know, what's particularly like being evil-eyed here by these people is your sacral chakra and your throat chakra. Okay, I'm getting for a lot of you this could be roommates. Okay, these people are trying to observe your next moves, or they're really concerned with your talents, your skills, and your gifts here. Okay, so let's see if we can get more information from my channel messages. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's just like you're like, especially if you were drawing power one in the last one, your manifestation and your connectivity is very, you know, envied. Is very envied. Okay, and that seems so weird. Okay, this person can also be a Capricorn because we have Saturn energy here. They can also be an Aquarius, but I also got a Pisces as well. We have LGBTQAI, and we have lack of trust. Okay. So, and then on the bottom of the deck, we have chronic anger. So I feel like what is being highlighted with you is, I feel like some of you guys, that's what I was getting in your like pre-meditation with this Saturn energy. You're very responsible and disciplined, and I feel like this is why like people might see you engaged in your spiritual practice very often, or you're like you stick to a schedule, and you're very conscious of time, and you're very like you just like you play the role as the teacher. But I feel like it's because you have been such a good student. For some of you guys, these are people who are like in your class, you know, in some way. This might be a traditional classroom setting, but it could also be any kind of class, like a yoga class or a meditation class, any kind of cohort of people, like a training or like some kind of certification. But it feels like you have just been like you're so spiritually soulful. But this Saturn energy reminds us of our material realm. So it just like, it's so balanced. It's like you need this spiritual practice in order for you to stay centered within yourself. And I also feel like these people, you might be older than these people. For some of you, you know, these are people who are younger than you, or people who are just a little bit less experienced. They haven't learned as many life lessons as you. And I feel like they're just projecting a lot of their like immaturity here. There's just a lot of immaturity here, and they can tell that you're a very like hardworking person as well. Like, you know, you have like so much wisdom and just so much like your past experiences. They know that you've had like some tough past experiences here. Also feel like Saturn, you know, deals with the 10th house and it deals with the 11th house. So these are people who are viewing you on a public platform. You know, so they're definitely like eyeballing your achievements, your actions. They're definitely trying to observe your next actions. And I'm definitely getting a Capricorn here that wants to, I don't know why they're so obsessed with your movement in life, okay? But this person may be aware of your past energies, and I'm hearing that you stood the test of time about something, and you persevered through something, and your past experiences have brought you so much wisdom. I also feel like with this 11th house energy, these could be people, you know, people who are your cohort, friends, you know what I mean? A shared network of some way. Maybe you are a member of the LGBTQ community, and maybe these are just people who you know, they can't, please excuse my nails, you guys. I don't know what happened to one of them, ripped off when I was working and, you know, working out. So anyways, if you are a masculine, okay, in this energy, your masculine energy is being highlighted to people. Like I said at the beginning, you guys might be cardinal modalities. So it definitely feels like you're self-starting. You're very initiating and very action-taking. And with this Saturn energy here, it's definitely like a very masculine, action-oriented energy, where these people are like, they notice you taking a lot of actions. They notice you being very mature, being very responsible, being very hardworking, and they're very, very jealous of it. if these are roommates, I'm definitely getting that these might be roommates or like classmates, people that you share some kind of environment with, maybe on a constant basis, where they get to like, they get to kind of see your, how you know, you move on a daily basis, or your schedule in some way. It just feels like they're very, very jealous of like how structured you are and your routine. Okay. I also feel like, you know, like a small part of it, you know, is of your material sense. Some people might be evil eyeing your assets, like your properties, or your resources in some way. But most of this definitely just deals with like your wisdom. And I feel like for some of you guys, you know, your authority, like you just have such an authority because you're so spiritually strong. And I feel like, like maybe you've had a lot of life lessons that, you know, that taught you that, you know, don't be so trusting of people. This feels like, these don't feel like people that you really are close with, you know, and it feels like, you know, people who maybe you don't trust them. Maybe you made it very clear that you don't really want to engage with them, or you're just like, you're very into your like you're, I don't want to say this in a negative way, but it feels like you're very self-centered, very much so, like concerned with your own soul and spirit, and not very engaging with people because you know that they can't be trusted. I'm definitely getting an Aquarius here. Okay, maybe this is an ex-partner as well, who you never trusted, and you know, they maybe even like hid aspects of their sexuality, or this was just like a karmic partnership or a tough relationship that didn't work out. Okay, not that one. I want to get this one to show itself to me just a second ago. Who is these people? This person could be an Aries here. Okay. I'm hearing that this could be a same-sex situation where maybe this person, they saw you, you know, maturing, and maybe you outgrew the connection. I definitely feel like it feels like a feminine Aries energy. Okay, them is very jealous of you, but I feel like, you know, this person, they might have been a third party here. Okay, they might have been a third party, but I also am getting like, you know, this person, you know, you might have had like a romantic relationship, a romantic same-sex relationship with this person. I feel like what people are noticing here is that maybe for some of you, you know, take it how it resonates, you might have come into like some different, you guys are definitely here from Power One in the last video, in the last jealousy update. But I feel like, you know, this person, you know, you might have had a same-sex relationship with them, but you know, this person, you know, they actually were very jealous of you, and I feel like they were jealous of the fact that you were like a natural born leader, and how quickly like you pass through things. If some of you guys have been dealing with anger, I feel like you definitely have been dealing with anger. The positive aspect here of Aries is that, you know, this anger quickly dissipates and you're able to move past it. But I feel like a lot of what you've had to work through is maybe like defending yourself and just like negative, you know, emotions. I feel like, you know, you know, even if you have been dealing with like, you know, negative emotions, you know, things that arise like, you know, anger and things of that nature, I feel like a lot of this has just been, you know, you might need to go to anger management for sure. Okay. But I feel like you just had to deal with so much like duplicitous people who, you know, may have broken your trust, and I feel like you're still angry about some of those things. And I feel like what's being highlighted particularly is this Aries, okay, or this feminine energy, or maybe a Pisces, that you may have had a same-sex relationship with. Take it how it resonates. It doesn't have to be. This could also be like a friendship that is of the same sex as well. But it definitely gives like someone who, you know, they were very jealous of your natural leadership. Okay, I'm definitely getting like maybe this person was involved in a project with you, like definitely people who like, and I kind of didn't flesh this out from earlier because I was getting all over the place, but it definitely feels like You guys, maybe through a transition from being religious to spiritual, you may have come into greater acceptance around your sexuality, and you shifted your belief system in some way, or you just like you've grown into like a more positive self-image, or you've like your individuality enhanced, and this person has been watching you become more embodied, okay, become more grounded, you returning to like your true nature, which isn't like this very tainted version of yourself, okay. I'm definitely feeling like you're healing some kind of masculine inner masculinity, okay. No matter what your gender is, you're healing like your masculinity, where the unhealed masculine acts out of anger and isn't brave, it isn't able to defend themselves, who doesn't take action. But you have been healing your masculinity, in that you have maybe even around sexuality issues, and learning your lessons so that you can take action from a place of wisdom, okay. That's definitely what I'm getting as to why these people are jealous, and who it definitely feels like somebody who, yeah, your growth, okay, you've grown so much, and it's because you focused on your spirit and your soul, and embodying more of what you love. Like, I definitely feel like people are very, very jealous of like your spiritual resources and your spiritual practice, and you're so embodied in this, because it is truly what brings you back to your center, literally, quite literally, power one, okay. And this person, I feel like maybe you had to move on from them. Yeah, your first house, like how you project yourself, okay, who you are, like your true nature of who you are, and doing it on your own. Like these people, I feel like they're very codependent on their parents, or they're very codependent on like other people and friendships, and they're not able to kind of like individualize themselves, and they don't have a positive self-image, and they're not committed to growth, and some of them, they don't have a public life, they're not really known for anything. I'm hearing that they're a nobody, or they're just like they don't have a career that's stable, okay. But when I think about the first house, I definitely think about someone who the unique qualities of their spirit and their soul. And this is what people are very, very jealous of, okay? It's because they haven't individuated themselves. I also feel like you would know who this person is, especially if you had a romantic relationship that was same sex. It feels like this person, they're very aggressive and stubborn and defensive and very argumentative. I'm hearing even materialistic. These people, they're not very like brave. I feel like you've sacrificed so much as well. So it doesn't, it is what it is, why these people are so angry. I'm definitely getting that somebody here is very, very, if you do yoga, they're very, very jealous of your yoga practice or your yoga knowledge, and like your body awareness, or your like you knowing anatomy, and you like being very committed to your sadhana, and very committed to like gaining more like strength in your physical vessel, because that your physical vessel is just a manifestation of your spirit. You're so embodied, okay? You're just so embodied, and these people, they really can't handle it, okay? They can't handle it because they're not individuals, okay? They're not embodied. I'm hearing for some of you, they're just not active, okay? They're not athletic. Some of them, they're very overweight, and they're very obese, and they're very like, they don't take care of their physical vessel. I'm hearing that some of them, they go days without taking showers, or they're very disgusting. I'm hearing sloth, like a lot of sloth, like a lot of laziness, and a lot of overeating, gluttony, like, whether or not you believe in those, Christian principles or not, it just feels like these people, maybe you don't want to engage with them because they're so like slovenly. And I also feel like, maybe you're very like, you're just quieter, you're not as sociable perhaps, or it might be vice versa. Either way, it just feels like you guys have different tendencies than one another. I'm definitely getting for some of you, this person who is very jealous of you It is definitely somebody who may have been a member of the LGBTQ community, okay? Somebody that you might, or they just like, they're not able to kind of like, they're not as fluid as you, so they're not able to, or maybe you're a member of the LGBT community and you just don't get jealous of people who are the same sex as you because you maybe, sexually attracted to them. So, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely getting a fire sign here or an earth sign. Or this may be you, okay? So let's get some last messages, okay? I'm hearing that they have a very, very distorted self-image, even if they are members of the LGBTQ community, Okay. 8 of Cups. This person, like these people aren't energetic, enthusiastic, and charismatic. They're very like, their personalities, or just like maybe these were people that you needed to withdraw from because they were just like negative, and they just like they were very like not fun to be around. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's very hot tempered and like impulsive, and just like for some of them, they may have even just been duplicitous. Maybe they, for some of you guys, something about your open sexuality may have caused a complicated situation. For some of you guys, this person was a third party in one of your relationships, but they might have had a romantic relationship with you. Take it how it resonates. But these people, they just are not like, very centered, okay? Maybe they don't have a spiritual practice that, that allows them to like be reflective. I also feel like maybe you were too direct for these people, or you're just too structured and too like stable of an energy for these people who are just very flighty and very all over the place. It definitely feels like these people, they, like I said at the beginning, these could either be roommates, neighbors, classmates, okay, people who, have some kind of shared characteristic as you, okay? They see that you are very different than them, and you've had to walk away from that because you realize that they were not really ascending or changing, adjusting. They weren't as enlightened. They are just immature. Maybe they were just committed to chaos and conflict. And, you've just been focused on growth, okay? You walked away and you grew. We have the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely somebody that you worked with in some type of way, a collaboration. And then we have the Emperor, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have, what is this? We have the 9 of Swords in the reverse, okay? I feel like, you've really worked on yourself, okay? Maybe you have come into some different, you just had like a lot of, with this 3 of Pentacles, you've had a lot of different maturing experiences. I'm definitely getting that something involves like your professional life, your 10th house, your career. This person is very, very jealous of your career. They're very jealous of your public life, your reputation, because they're, for some of you, I'm sorry to say it like this, but they're really a nobody, okay? And they see you have this authority status. Some of you guys, you might even have a senior status, like you might be just very old and wise. You've had a lot of, different experiences, a lot of different work and professional experiences as well, very professional. And I feel like you have come into like an authority, and I'm hearing like positions of leadership, management, senior executives. Like you're very, like you've worked very hard for this, and you've had to walk away from, situations that weren't committed to growth, okay? These are definitely people, it might not have even been negative, but I feel like, you walked away from these people because they were causing like anxiety. I feel like these people, like you definitely had to walk away from these people because they were just like not like mentally stable. I don't want to make it seem like they were just like, they have behavioral health issues or mental health issues, but I definitely feel like because they were so like chronically angered or materialistic and negative and impulsive and gossipy, and just like maybe they didn't even know how to deal. Some of them didn't know how to deal with your authority either, okay? So it just feels like you had to like, withdraw from these situations and people, and find, the people who appreciate your status, right? Okay? who appreciate your authority, who respect you, and see you as like, you know, this energetic and enthusiastic leader that you are. For some of you, these are people that you worked with that you may have been their boss, okay? For some of you with the Emperor, these are people where you might have been their boss, and then, or you might have had some kind of authority over them. I'm hearing just like spiritually, and like you have the spiritual and intellectual high ground in a lot of these situations, but I'm definitely getting like a very much so with the Emperor energy of Aries standing out, particularly in this situation, or Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And a Pisces, like I was getting before. So I definitely feel like now that you've come into like your emotional stability through your spiritual practice, you know, you are so like grown from this situation, okay? It doesn't bother you anymore with the Nine of Swords in the reverse. You've released a lot of anxieties or like mental chaos that may have been. I'm getting that for some of you, you really like through meditation, mindfulness, and yoga, you really have like gained your mental and emotional stability. And this has like allowed you to have so much mental clarity and move into like your maturity and your position of authority, and people just, you know, you're persevering and you're understanding, and you're standing the test of time, you know, staying disciplined through your practice as well. Like it's very like evil-eyed, okay? I'm definitely getting a lot of people, you know, even like evil-eyeing your wayward words. Like I said, some of you guys are very charismatic. The way that you talk to people, it's just like music to their ears. Like you have the gift of gab, and the way that you're like your sacral chakra and your throat chakra for sure. And maybe it took a long time of self-centering through your practice to unblock these chakras so that you did a lot of work on them, okay? And I definitely feel like partnerships and, you know, experiences have come in to help you, you know, release, you know, what was destructive so that you can mature and move into this authority and move into this stability that you're experiencing now. And even some of you moving into your acceptance of your sexuality, and or even dealing with trust issues. You're really working on that right now as well. I'm definitely feel like if you're working with a divine counterpart, you guys are working through trust issues with each other, and maybe you have to take some separation away from each other. But I definitely see the anxieties that, you know, are rooted in trust issues subsiding. And, you know, I feel like, you know, you've been working through so many like different relationships that have helped you, that have given you the skills communicatively and interpersonally to dissolve any kind of negative feelings or emotional baggage that may have persisted from these other situations that you guys have had to walk away from. I definitely see, you know, a lot of progress here for you. And people with that growth energy, people are very jealous of this. They're very, very jealous of your growth, Pile 1, okay? That is what I'm seeing. Particularly somebody that you might have had a same-sex relationship with. I want to make sure, you know, that is definitely highlighted for you. This person, even if you disconnected from them, they have not stopped watching your growth, okay? Somebody from that, definitely from the past, a lesson that you learned from the past, okay? That's what I'm seeing for you, Pile 1. Let me know how this resonates down in the comments below, and I'll see you in your next video. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your selection. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. Everybody's mad. Okay, I'm hearing that song, Everybody Mad, by OT Genesis. So I feel like y'all already know. I feel like y'all already know, Pile 2. These are people that you've had arguments with, people who have been, you know, openly in conflict with you, and it's actually very, like, it's embarrassing. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, some of this stuff, like, I will be dying on the inside if somebody, like, if I was jealous of somebody, and especially if I made it, like, known. Like, some of this stuff is just so, like, oh, like, it's just so, like, clear and obvious, like, why they're picking fights and stuff with you. I definitely feel like there's been, like, a tremendous amount of disagreement, and these are just people who, you know, have opposite tendencies as you. Somebody here, okay, for some of y'all, okay, I'm getting a particular message. Somebody here is very jealous of the fact of, like, maybe your like social media following, and like maybe you've gone viral. I also feel like if you have like any kind of like public influencing pages, like I definitely feel like people are very jealous of like your how is it, virality. But they're just like, the simple fact of the matter is, pal, too, is that, you know, the reason why they're having conflicts and disagreements and like they're trying to argue with you, picking fights with you, is because they're just jealous. Okay, they're just jealous. And I feel like you about ready to throw hands, like you about ready to like knock their ass out, because I feel like some people, they might actually try to fight you. Like they might quite literally try to fight you, pal two. And I feel like, you know, if you do want to engage in some criminal behavior, for some of y'all, I know y'all, most of y'all is 18 plus. So, you know, if you put your hands on somebody, you going to jail. Okay? And I don't want you going to jail. Okay? So I want you to remind you of a few things here. Okay? Assault and battery, for one. Criminal activities of any way, right? Dealing with like destruction of property, theft. Okay, just make sure that you are like making yourself familiar with policies as well. So I feel like, you know, if you are involved in like communities, institutions, environments where there are rules and regulations and policies, familiarize yourself very much so, because I feel like, you know, you are resisting this negativity, because some of this stuff is just like, it's not okay what they're trying to, like the issues that they're creating with you. For some of them, they're looking for reasons to like point out a rule that you're breaking, or they're looking for some kind of policy that you may be breaking. They want to see like, you know, they want to harm you. For some of you, they really want to slice you. You know, Face So Pretty Bitches Wish They Could Slice Me, okay, by Nicki Minaj, Barbie Tings. Some of you, they're just mad at your beauty. They're mad at your looks. They're mad at your style. You're really needing to resist this negativity right now, because I'm hearing that you must be like very like unbearable to be around, because you're just like so, you know, I don't know, but like it feels like people just can't, like you create so much tension when you come around. Okay, I definitely feel like, you know, people like, you need to defend yourself in a lot of these situations. Maybe people have like violently attacked you. Like, you know, you know what, pal two, between us, I have to tell you like a story from my childhood. Like, you know, it's oftentimes like you might deal with just certain things that don't make sense, right? Like for me, I would never be able to understand why I was violently attacked by a group of classmates when I was 12 years old, right? Of both girls and boys, just bandwagoning together. I feel like for some of this is like a bandwagoning situation, or people they're like obsessed with you. Oh yes. My God, this stuff is just like, you can't make it up, right? This is why they're mad, right? They're mad that you have you know, how you speak. They're mad about your communication. They're mad at your body, your big butt. Okay, they're mad at your juicy figure, your small waist. And I feel like some of you guys, you just are very restless right now, or you just feel this negative energy around you. You feel that they're so jealous of your talent, skills, and gifts. Okay, you know, some of you just are very talented public speakers. Like I say, you might have like some kind of influencing, and they're jealous of the way that you reason. They're jealous of like how you know, express yourself and your thought processing. They're jealous of your quick thinking and how quick-witted you are. For some of you guys, people, they're listening to like your phone. They're like eavesdropping on your phone conversations, and they're listening to like how you talk to other people. Because for some of you, you're just like, you come in spaces and you already know you don't want to fuck with somebody. They're jealous of your awareness. Like, you're aware of them. You're just like, I'm not fucking, I don't, you know, would it be a say? I don't hang with jealous bitches. That's a weak disease. Like, we don't hang with jealous bitches. And that's just on period. And you can just tell. So like, it's so clear, you know. You might, you know, as you're walking by, if you have a big booty or just some juiciness down there, hips of any kind, I'm telling you right now, Pile 3, you might notice people just, eyeballing you a little too long, or they can't keep their eyes off your waistline and your hips. Like, I'm hearing like some of you guys are going to the gym, and there's other like feminine energies in the gym, and you're just noticing that they just don't have a nice body, or they just don't have like, they don't take care of themselves. It's like they know, like they just know, like they know Pile 3, Pile 2, like, for some of you, this is, you might be a Gemini, or this might be a Gemini, or a Virgo, okay? But I also feel like, you're just so, like, physically and, like, mentally pleasing. Like, the Mercury also rules over your online communication. Like I said, some of you guys they're very jealous of, like, your public status, or your reputation for being a great reasoner. They're like, ooh, like I was getting, okay. So for some of you, this is strangers that you're getting negativity from. I'm getting like people on like the public transit, or people like, while you're out running errands, or you just might see people like as soon as you walk by and they see your body, or they see your butt maybe exposed, they just like, they turn their head to try to look harder and see it. Like, it's just like, people, some of you might actually like get attacked, or people might try to attack you because of, they're jealous of your body. Okay, like I'm definitely getting like finding reasons to like, like engage with you and create a conflict. Okay, ew, I don't like it. All right, some of you guys are just so good at communicating and writing. Okay, for some of you guys, these are your siblings as well. Okay, like some of them, I'm definitely getting like your siblings, and just like strangers. Okay, or people who you like see like you don't really want to talk to, or you might choose not to talk to, or you're resisting in some way. Like you're resisting these people. Maybe you have cut off communication with this Mercury energy. I'm definitely getting like some of you guys have cut off communication from a lot of these people, because they know, that they're jealous of your mind, and they're jealous of your big booty. Okay, and some of you work for this booty. Okay, you work for it. Some of them, they just refuse to hit the gym. Okay, they refuse. Or you're just naturally, you're just naturally genetically, blessed with this body, okay, and these different gifts. Pile 2, not that one, okay. A Taurus. Oh my God. Okay, let's get more. Let's see. Oh my gosh, so I'm definitely getting a Gemini, a Virgo, and a Taurus energy here, okay? That may be jealous of you. We have Libra energy. Like, that's very interesting, okay? Because I feel like, some of you, okay. I feel like you've been you've been in defense mode, Pile 2. Because I feel like people have not been very cooperative in some of these systems that you've entered, like workplaces, classroom settings, or any kind of institution, any kind of organization that you have been associated with. They're just like not really cooperative, and they don't make sense, or they're not efficient. And some of you guys, you resist anything that's illogical. And I also feel like, with this Libra energy as well, I'm definitely getting like, for some of you guys, you might indeed like have some kind of like it might involve like legality, because some people, they might actually try to like attack you, or they might try to like fight you, but I feel like your biggest defense here is that you were simply defending yourself from a lot of this negativity that has been projected onto you. Somebody is really jealous of your booty, okay? And you're so talented as well with that Taurus energy. Yeah, like talented and skillful, like at everything that you do, and they're very jealous of this, okay? I also feel like, we have the waning moon here, a waning crescent, a waning gibbous, excuse me. wanting to get this moon, okay? So let's see. Let's get more here. How to, yes, vanity. These people are so egoic. Like, I'm hearing, okay, so like with this Lady of Rage, these people, you know, they're scared of you, okay? I'm hearing that, you know, they don't budge. When you walk into a room, okay, they know that if they try to fight you, they're gonna lose, okay? So I'm gonna tell you right now, don't initiate any fights. The best thing that you can do with this Lady of Rage energy is to understand how you are contributing to the dissension, how you're contributing to the tension. Now, you know that everybody mad, and you know the reason why they mad. You know the reason why they mad, pal too, okay? And some of you guys, it's because you like, I'm feeling like you're in defense mode because you're so sensitive to this energy. And I feel like you're proud of yourself so much as well. Like, don't hide your body. Don't hide this big old booty that you grew or that you were born with. Don't hide your talents, your skills, or your gifts. Don't hide being rational. You know, say, I understand, you know, what is fair. And I understand how to make rational decisions. And I understand how to be cooperative. I understand what's right. And I know what's balanced. And I feel like these people, they're so like excessively egoic. They're not balanced, right? So they're existing in this hyper ego state, and they can't handle you when you come around with just the looks and the talent, right? These people are very jealous about how well you've made decisions for yourself. I feel like you've reasoned through something. You've rationalized through something. You've been very perceptive. I also feel like you've been very, very balanced. For some of you guys, this is definitely surrounding people who are on the transportation with you. So don't speak to anybody on the public transit. When you're commuting, don't speak to anybody. Don't, because they might actually try to fight you. And then you're for one, you don't want to, vandalize this beautiful vessel of yours, okay? And two, you don't want to get in trouble with the law. And three, you realize that most of the people who, there might be a very, rational reason as to why you're taking the transit or why you're commuting in a certain way, or traveling in a certain way. But it feels like, a lot of the people who are on these public transportations, they're just disabled, mentally ill, and just scarce people who don't have anything, okay? I feel like you walk around and your head is high, and maybe you have had to deal with so many bullies and so many people trying to fight you, and you've had to defend yourself so much, because certain things have just been unfair to you with this Libra energy, okay? Certain things have been very unfair. I'm definitely getting transportation, where you sleep. You might not be feeling comfortable. You might not be getting sleep. I'm hearing insomnia. But I feel like, you're so proud and grateful for what you have accomplished thus far, okay? Or how you've, how your reasoning, your rationalization, and your generous energy has prepared this harvest, okay, of talent, skills, gifts, and body, ultimately, right? And this is why they're so mad, because they don't have harvest. And I ultimately feel like they're so materialistic. They're not grateful people. And it's you materialize more and more harvest and cultivate more beauty in your life because of, how grateful you remain no matter what you have. It's very interesting, Cow, too, okay? It's very, very interesting. I feel like you're very aware of these people. You know who these people are, and it's because they're just so blatantly obvious. I would be so embarrassed. I'm sorry. I would be so so embarrassed. Like, if somebody knew that I was jealous and I was like acting angry and like, you know, fighting because I could not control my ego. My ego could not handle their big booty and their talent. Like, never be like, bad bitches link up. Like, you are just a weirdo. Like, you're mad because you don't have these things and they're just jealous, right? But I feel like the best thing that you can do, like, some of them, they're so like, even if you, I feel like for some of you, you know, you might throw hands and you might get angry back. But I feel like some of you, you just quickly outwit people. Like, you just do it so fast and calm that it makes them even more mad, pal, too. Like, they're angry at like how quickly you shut them down. I'm hearing that you say something that gets into their psyche, okay? And they're just like, they just end up hating themselves even more because, like, you know, they weren't able to, like, I'm hearing like, you know, something happened in a cafeteria or something happened in like at a lunch setting, you know, or something happened, you know, when you were just minding your business. Like, maybe you were just like on the transit. Maybe there was literally like conflict, or you were just like going shopping or just doing your day to day. And, you know, this person like tried to fight you, or, you know, they picked an argument with you out of nowhere, or people are just like, they're very nosy when it comes to you. This is about your second house, pal, too. They're very, very like what you possess, like what you have. And some of this stuff is natural gifts, okay, or naturally big booties. But you're so like prudent. I feel like you're so like sophisticated, and like if they respond, like if they just like they embarrass themselves, and I feel like this makes them even more mad, so they might just grow violent and aggressive. Like, I'm definitely getting like some physical violence, okay? You know, people are very jealous of like what you do for fun and like the things that like, you know, make you have a beautiful life. Like, you're just celebrating and so grateful for the beauty that's of your life now. But you've like, a lot of you have worked hard for this. I have to remind you guys, please stay calm, please stay level-headed when people are picking these arguments with you, because the best thing that you can do with this Mercury energy is to reason your way through this, okay? And to say, you know, I know that this conflict isn't born of like me breaking any rules or me doing anything to really bother you. My pure existence is the issue, and, you know, I can't you know, although I come to the truth about that, you know, I understand that you're not a rational person, and I'm not going to engage with irrationality. Please don't speak, okay? Don't speak to these people at all, okay? If somebody says something to you, like if you're in a place where you need to follow rules with this Libra energy, just cooperate and don't say anything. Like, don't say anything that gives them something that they can attach onto, because it's like your quick thinking, your mind, your awareness, your logic, your reason is like incomprehensible to these people, okay? Like, it does, like they can't comprehend it because they're so egoic. They're like, you know, like, you think, you know, your ego is where where you rationalize, where you are logical. But a super inflated ego can often lead to irrational decision making. And I feel like a super inflated ego with this Taurus, this Gemini, or this Virgo, you know, I'm hearing that like anything that you say or do, they might try to make an issue out of it. Like, and, you know, that's very, very like toxic. But also, it's just showing you that you are existing in environments where you don't need to be. So do as much as possible so that you can get out of these spaces with these irrational, illogical, materialistic, angry, intolerant, obstinate, and excessively proud people, okay? They're very pig-headed is what I'm hearing. Very pig-headed and sedentary. For a lot of you, I'm just like, I'm getting that they're just like not sensible, and they don't have any level of activity, okay? They don't have like, they're lazy people. They might be, I'm getting it for a lot of you, the people who are very upset with you are like, especially if you have a nice body, are very like big girls. Like, I'm hearing very big girls, or their bodies are very like nasty looking. I'm also hearing like even small girls might, like small people, they might be, you know, prone to like being very like jealous as well, because, you know, they don't have body. it's like your activity is just not to their liking. Like they just like your movement, your like the way that you take care of yourself. I'm hearing your routine. I'm hearing something about your routine is very disturbing to people. Like you take your time with yourself and your care. And they're very upset about like with this Taurian energy, how you like cultivate beauty, okay? How you like make everything serene and calm, and you're patient, and you're very like attention to the details, and you know you're very like you need your like it brings you a lot of pleasure to like indulge in your senses. Like you like to smell good, you like to look good, your hair is always nice, your skin looks nice, like you just look good, okay? You like to look good. That's what Taurus do, okay? You like to look good. That's it. And they just don't, they're mad because they don't look good. They're just jealous, pal. They're just jealous, pal, too. Okay? So I'm definitely getting like some people wanting to fight you, okay? They want to fight you, but they scared at the same time. So if you do get some people out here to try to attack you, like maybe people who are bigger than you, like that happened to me. Like I told you, like when I was 12 years old, it was like these very, very big girls that like jumped on me when I was younger. They still got their ass beat, but you know, I'm not 12 years old no more, so I'm not fighting nobody, okay? If I fight somebody, the police will find a reason to make it my fault, okay? This is how irrational like people are when it comes to you, okay, as well, pal, too. So just beware of people trying to pick fights with you or nitpick at the things that you do, like the way that you eat, the way that you sleep, like, you know, they're very upset, okay? They're very upset, pal, too. They're very upset. Like, you know, what they're seeing is just like, some of you, they're just seeing your material things as well. They're seeing your happiness, okay? They're seeing your sense of security, your stability. What else are they seeing, okay? Your mental, look, you ain't nothing to play around with. And how strong you are. Strength on the bottom of the deck, okay? With this, the sun here is like a lot of vibrancy and radiance. Like you're just like, especially with this Taurian energy, some people think that they're the most fun earth sign. In my opinion, they're the most jealous. But you know, if you're a Taurus, you know, don't take it personally. I just feel like, you know, some of you are dealing with a Taurus here. And this person is just like very materialistic, very like, you know, their body is not nice. Like I'm hearing that their name might start with the letter S or a letter L. Like they look like their body is just not nice, okay? You know, I also feel like, you know, you're just like, you're not dealing with any like depression anymore, or you're just like very like happy. You're way happier, okay? And I feel like, you know, with this Queen of Pentacles, that is just like the epitome of a secure feminine energy. Like you work, you might have children, okay? For some of you guys, if you had children and you still have a nice body after, you know, having those kids, these mothers who don't have nice bodies, they let them children tear them bodies up, they are very upset about you having a nice body or you bouncing back from a pregnancy, okay? But this King of Swords, I also feel like you just are the like intellectual authority. Like you just command so much like attention, and you know, you're just so logical and I don't even know what else to say with this Mercury energy. You're so mentally clear, and like you cut through people's bullshit. Like if they saying something that doesn't make sense, you're like, I'm not cooperating with that, right? But I feel like, you know, you might be in a situation right now where you are having to maybe engage with some illogical people, or maybe this is a workplace, maybe this is like, you know, an organization that you're tied to, or a place like that you kind of need to be in right now, okay? But I feel like, you know, a lot of what you're, you know, what the issue is that you have this like heightened awareness about what this really is, okay? What this really is. And I feel like, you know, in order to like make it through this circumstance, you know, where people are just like evil eyeing your butt, evil eyeing your talent, skills, and gifts, you know, of speaking, of communication, of awareness and reasoning, you're just gonna have to stay strong, honey, okay? And cooperate. Like, you know, even if it doesn't make sense to you, just don't, like, for some of you, the best thing that you can do is to just stay silent, okay? The best thing that you can do is to stay silent. You know, but if people are overhearing your phone conversations and, you know, who gives a fuck, right? Don't say nothing to them at all, power to. I'm just telling you right now, don't say nothing to them, because they will find anything that you say to them, they will try to make a disagreement about it and make a conflict. Next thing you know, they're trying to pull your hair out and put marks on your beautiful face, and mad at you, like trying to harm you because of things that you possess, okay, quite naturally, and the things that you worked for. And they're lazy and inactive and sedentary, okay? Some of them, they're not taking showers, and they just like, they don't care for themselves. I'm hearing for some of you, your routine was very like evil-eyed. Like you would get up, maybe make yourself some breakfast, and then you sit down for work, and then you take a walk, and then you come back and you do your spiritual practice, and then you get back to work, and then you go out and run your errands, and then you come back and you do your nighttime routine, and you do your skincare routine, and then you take care of your hair, and you're just taking care of yourself. You're taking care of yourself with this Taurus and this Queen of Pentacles. You just take care of yourself, and you hone your skills, you hone your talents and your gifts. You worked for this, and don't let it defend yourself always. So if somebody put their hands on you, go brazy, like go brazy, but don't ever initiate anything with them at all, because they're just jealous. Okay, Pile 2, these are strangers. These are people who you don't want to be around. Okay. These are siblings as well. I'm feeling for some of you guys, your siblings are jealous of you. I'm hearing a little brother and a big sister, and like maybe even a mother. Okay, these people, they're jealous of your body. Maybe you just have like, you were gifted with all of the like talent, skills, and looks of the family. Like maybe you got the recessed genes, and they just were not blessed in that way. I'm definitely getting a lot of people who deal with body dysmorphia. They have a negative self-image, okay? They're very pig-headed. Like they just don't make sense, okay? They don't make sense. And you cannot like communicate effectively with people who choose irrationality, okay? They choose it, right? And you're so perceptive and aware, and I feel like some of them, they might even know. They know that you're aware, okay? They're so jealous of how you create. They're so jealous of how you express yourself, okay? Through your talent, skills, and gifts. Your beauty. They're jealous of your beauty, Pile 2. Okay, your physical beauty and your mental beauty. They're just jealous, okay? I don't know what else you want me to say, child. But the best thing that I can tell you in this situation is don't interact with them, and don't get yourself into no legal trouble behind somebody who was just jealous. Like they're not even worth your like engaging with them. If you see somebody not making sense, I'm hearing like an older woman too. Like there might be an old woman that might have a position of leadership, like a boss or something. Just don't talk to them if you don't have to. And like if you do have to work with them, cooperate and like see this, find your way out. Like you have to get out of these environments. You cannot be in these like poor and scarce environments anymore, because you're so radiant. Look at all this security, like the Sun, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the strength. You're just so strong. Stay strong, okay? I definitely feel like, some of these people might have seen you being very sensitive. Maybe you were crying or communicating, to someone that you do trust. Maybe you expressed, how you were feeling about all of what was going on. And I even feel like, because you are sensitive, they might try to take advantage of this. But always defend yourself if you are attacked, okay? Always, you might have to throw hands, but try don't injure yourself or scar your beauty. Like, just don't do that. That's not worth it. If somebody attacks you out of nowhere, that's a different story. And they will go to jail, okay? You will press charges against them. But I feel like, a lot of this is just irrational, okay? It's irrational. And also don't judge these people, because maybe it isn't irrational. Maybe they are quite literally are just not beautiful and not, they don't have talent, skills, and gifts, and that's why they're jealous. And that comes with the territory of having so much beauty, Pile 2. And I'm just gonna say that right now, get used to it. Get used to it, okay? This ain't nothing new, all right? That's what I'm seeing, Pile 2. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your selection. Oh my gosh, how are you? All right. So sorry, you know, Pile 2 kind of took it out of me. I had to take a little breather. All right. Okay. Now, I feel like the people who are jealous of you, Pile 3, is... Did I call you Pile 2? I'm so sorry. Pile 3, people who are jealous of you, they're so jealous of how you bounce back. I'm hearing you're like a, I don't know, like one of those slinkies. Like, you're like a slinky. Like, as soon as it, like, springs out, you're like, boom, like, I'm right back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how you overcome your obstacles. You know, some of you are even, like, recovering from trauma. You're very persistent. People are very jealous of, like your survival. Like, you think that people will be jealous of people who have this, like, picture perfect life, but your life is clearly tainted. And people are, like, so jealous of how you overcome. Like, you just, like, you always end up, like, in an auspicious, like situation. Like, it always ends up coming out in your advantage. Or you, like, a lot of these things that you go through, like, even though they might be very traumatic, they always are, like, blessings in disguise. Okay, they're always blessings in disguise to help you remember just, like, how things will always get better. And I feel like you just never give up. Like, people are very jealous of how persistent you are. Okay. You know what, this is just very disheartening sometimes. Okay, Pile 3, because, you know, it's like you experience so many different setbacks and you just refuse to accept less than the best, okay? Less than what you deserve. And these people, they're jealous of your high standards that you have for yourself. Okay, you know, some people just don't have that high standard for themselves, so they just are mediocre and they accept, like, mediocrity in their life, and that's just not you. Okay, we have philosopher, triggered, poor self-esteem. Okay, Pile 3, you have somebody very triggered, very, very triggered. Okay, I don't know who this is yet, but I feel like, you know, this person or you might be struggling with a poor self-esteem. You know, I'm really not feeling like that's you, because you just, you understand, like, with this philosopher energy, you understand, like, the fundamental nature of your, like, existence and reality. And you understand that, you know, although things have been, you know, traumatic, or, you know, like, you've been, like, burdened by obstacles, like, in your life, you just never, you know, give up on yourself, and you always, like, remain positive. Like, you just seem like you're always in good spirits. Why do you have these people triggered? Some of you guys are here as a continuation for Pile 2. Okay. They triggered because they're scared of you, honey. They're scared of what you're going to accomplish through, like, your persistence. I'm also hearing that you're a slick talker, okay? You talk, like, I'm hearing, rap bitch, talk shit, keep my name out your mouth before you suck on this full clip. I don't really care for you hoes. I don't laugh, I don't joke, I don't play with you hoes. Got a gang of bitches spin the block on you, though. Come on now. Some of you guys, you have fans, or you have, like, people who are rooting for you. I'm hearing we're rooting for you, Pile 3. We're rooting for you, you know, in your journey and overcoming, like, you know, you maybe even overcoming, like, your self-esteem. You know, this could be one of your obstacles, but you overcome everything, and they just know that you won't stop. They know you won't stop, honey. Okay, and this is why they so mad. Okay, not that one. I want to get a Zodiac, please. Sagittarius energy, and that goes hand in hand with that philosopher energy. Okay, this is beautiful, Pile 3. You're so oriented to the truth. Okay, and this is what triggers people. Your truth, how you open up and share, is just like you're just like you bring the rude awakening. I also feel like you just committed to like stepping outside of your comfort zone, and you're boundless, and you're just committed to achieving and reaching your personal fulfillment in life. And maybe you have come to like a sense of like personal achievement, and people are like they sense your fulfillment in your life, and you know how you have overcome a lot of your obstacles, and you've learned based on your experiences. I feel like, you know, with this philosopher energy as well, and the Sagittarius, it seems like you're very observant on how people think, and some of you are very turned off by how people think, because you're realizing that they're not oriented to the truth, and they're not open-minded, and they're not tolerant people. Some of them, they just don't have, like, some people are very jealous. You know, these might be people that you like, you know, you surpassed in life. It just feels like they're struggling. You know, they're jealous of your travel. They're jealous of your worldly experiences. I also feel like, you know, if you have a diverse group of friends, or you went to, like, you know, certain schools, maybe you went to a prestigious school, or you went to you're involved in activities that give you access to people you otherwise would not have, you know, known or networked with. Okay. You know, and people are very, very jealous of that. Okay, very jealous of that. I feel like this person is a Leo. Okay, their name could be Brittany, or I'm also hearing somebody's name who starts with the letter T. You know, they might, you know, their name might start with the letter J as well. It feels like these people, they're very, very jealous of your passion for life, and you're always wanting to learn. Let's see. What did I say about girl or boy? I'm dying right now. Okay, a Leo. There's a Leo here that's jealous of your the way that you speak. Okay, I also feel like these people, you know, it definitely is giving somebody here. Okay, I'm getting somebody here. I'm getting some social media friends, or like online relationships. You know, particularly somebody who is maybe doing the same thing as you. So like, for example, if you're a tarot reader, this is another tarot reader, or they want to be a tarot reader and astrologer. But I also feel like, you know, this person, you know, they might be an Aquarius. This person, they just don't have like a gift of gab like you. This person also isn't as like entertaining as you. I also feel like, you know, for some of them, they're not getting views. Okay, they're not reaching people, and it's because they are not as connected as you are. And I also feel like some of them, they just don't have like these experiences where you have overcome so much, and because you have overcome so much, you've like, you're able to kind of like reach so many different people, and maybe, you know, even if you haven't had like a whole bunch of obstacles, your travel or your diverse group of friends might contribute to like you being very cultured, and you being very knowledgeable about things. For some of you guys, I'm definitely getting like maybe a trip to India, or like there's a huge like, you know, relationship with like Ganesh in this pal, or like maybe you were like, you know, Ganesh is like the goddess or god, I think goddess of like wealth and prosperity. Some of you, like I said before, with your resilience, and just like you always end up with like blessings and miracles happening for you. I also feel like, you know, because they have a poor self-esteem, they might see your self-confidence as a threat, right? You're very impressive. You're just very, very impressive, like how you think and how you ponder the nature of reality and existence, and, you know, your knowledge. Like I say, like some of you guys would travel, and, you know, through your friendships and different, like exploring different cultures and religions, and, you know, maybe you are religious, you know, you do have like a degree in philosophy or religion. But it feels like nothing makes you happier than like sharing information and gaining more information from like communication. Some of you guys are very social. Some of they're, oh my God, they're really, for some of them, they're tied to their home, or they're tied to like, you know, certain environments they can't explore and travel the way that you can. Okay. And I feel like you're very passionate about travel and movement and just seeing different things and going on adventure. Like, you know, leaving the house. You don't want to sit in the house, okay? And they're triggered. Every time you move, they're just triggered, okay? They're very triggered. Oh my God, this be too much. How are you jealous of somebody's friends? Okay, like I said, like with that resilience energy, some of you guys are still in recovery, okay, from something that you had to survive. Or maybe you're even recovering from like rejection issues. It's like a poor self-esteem, and you've established like a healthier self-confidence and self-image of yourself. And you know what has resulted from this is a lot of impressive like thinking and actions and like, you know, your life, you know, and just fulfilling, you know, certain, you just like, I'm definitely getting like a self-actualizing energy in this group. Like, I don't know why Sagittarius always gives me that, but it just feels like somebody who has sought so much knowledge, sought so much truth, maybe, you know, made some mistakes along the way, but has learned like so many different lessons and has like connected themselves to like different aspects of the world that's just not their walk, that's just not related to their own personal walk of life. And this has allowed you to have like so much like expansion, okay? What they're jealous of is your expansion, okay? And how you have fulfilled and how you stepped outside of your comfort zone and did things, you know, that you never thought that you possibly could do. I also feel like very jealous. They get like they're triggered, honey. They're so irritated. Like they're so irritated by you. Like they hate that you're eccentric as well. Like they hate the fact that you're eccentric. And I feel like a part of this eccentricity is like rooted in trauma. Like it's not by choice. It's not by choice, Pile 3. Like I feel like, you know, you always land on your feet, okay, with this recovery energy. It's like you always land on your feet. And things will get better, and they have been getting better. And people notice this, and it's like they're jealous of it. They're like, how did you recover from that? Okay? How did you do that? Like, and it's because you have been just so willing to learn this whole time. You stay open-minded, and this is what they're reflecting back to you. Their inability to stay open-minded and tolerant. And you know what's, you know, with this resilient, always gives me like somebody who's very adaptable. Like you adapt in any circumstance, and they could never, like they're tied to this, like they're tied to certain structures in their life that doesn't allow them to experience and be adventurous and be free. They're jealous. Okay, this is the issue. They're jealous of your freedom, Power 3. They're jealous of your freedom. Who this person is getting a strong Leo or Sagittarius or fire sign, okay? Yeah, I'm getting the name, you know, Brittany, Bianca, definitely getting like somebody name who starts with the letter L, okay? They feel like you're extreme or very intense, okay? But ultimately, like you're sincere and open-hearted and generous and outgoing. You're very outgoing. This is why they're so mad. Like you just step outside your comfort zone because you know that is going to give you like the greatest amount of expansion possible. Like it's just it, okay? I don't know what else to say. My goodness. Who is jealous of you and why? Who is this? Actually, I know I was forgetting one. Okay. Who is this? This person might be a masculine, okay? Yeah, the third house just wanted to show itself to me, so definitely travel. Okay, even if it's just like short distance travel, like some of you guys just get up and move, and you just go, once you're tired of being at home, you just get up and you go to another, another state or something, or you take a train ride somewhere. I also feel like, these people, they might be tied down by children, tied down by home responsibilities, like they can't leave work because they can't pay for things. And it feels like you have just found so many different ways to like pay for things, and just like, something about these people are very disorderly, okay, is what I'm hearing. They're jealous and triggered at like your potential for more power. It's like after this, like, through this, after this period of recovery is like over, they're just like, they know that you're going to have like, you've established something greater here. And look, we have Capricorn energy, more resilience, okay? They're jealous of your discipline. They're jealous of your tenacity. This could be a Capricorn here. Then their name might start with the letter M or letter D, or letter Q. They're jealous of your leadership. Okay, you might be a Capricorn here. I feel like for some of you guys, you're dealing with somebody here who, how you don't know who this person is. I feel like this is somebody who may have been one of your social media followers, or, one of your fans, okay? This person, or somebody that you may have, networked with, or someone doing the same things as you, like I said before. So, this person, I feel like they just don't have like the gift of gab. They don't have the talent or the esteem, okay? For some of them, they're really like something, it's like kind of like I was getting like power one in my first jealousy. You might have been drawn to power one, but I feel like somebody here is jealous of your computer, okay, or your laptop, your tablet, okay, or your technological devices. They're jealous of your aesthetic, okay, the set of like underlying principles that guide your artwork. I feel like they're very triggered by it. They're very triggered by your aesthetic, okay? So they might be trying to copy your aesthetic. They might be trying to copy your style. They might be trying to like, I feel like every time you make a move, this person is trying to make the same moves, okay? I'm also hearing something about them showing up in a bonnet or something like that. You knew that this person was just like disorderly. I feel like, you might watch them on social media, or you watch them trying to do the same things as you, and they're just not as organized, and they don't have like, the connectivity or the like communication gift of gab that you have. And Sagittarius, they're just very sociable people. They're just really good at chatting up. Like they can chat the hell out of you, okay? That or a Gemini, okay? And it's just like, you're so friendly, okay? You're able to like hold, like, even if you like don't like to socialize or build, like, you're not frivolous in your sociability, but it also feels like you also are not very like keen on creating like these, like, you don't talk often. So when you do, it's very like oriented to the truth, or like understanding some kind of fundamental, getting to the fundamentals of something. Like you're definitely like a philosopher type. Like you ponder a lot, and when you speak, it's meaningful, okay? So people are very impressed by like your speech, okay? They're very, very impressed by your speech and how open-minded and inclusive you are. And this person who wants to be like you or do the same things as you, like I said, this is a tarot reader, you're a tarot reader. Not everybody's supposed to have their hands on them cards. Okay, please stop. Like, they might be doing this to have like the same aesthetic, and you can't just do stuff because of an aesthetic. Like we're not new to this, we true to this. And some of you guys, you waited and you waited and you waited for your growth. You waited for like these blessings to unfold for you. Like I said, like you're very like, what you're doing right now is very auspicious. It's because, it's favorable for you because of how much you've recovered and done this work, and you're just getting blessed. These people who are trying to do the same things as you, that are triggered, by you, is because, they haven't been as disciplined. They haven't been as resilient. They haven't been tenacious. It's like you outwork these people, and this is why they're upset about it. Okay, you outwork these people. Okay, and you know, they just don't have, like, you know, they don't have the views. People are not watching them. People are not, like, they don't have a fan club. They don't have friends. Okay, they don't have a diverse group of, you know, people around them. They don't have a travel or adventure in their you know, as an opportunity. And they're very clumsy and very disorderly, and you're very sophisticated and very graceful in your movement. People are just very, like, gimmicky as well, and just like they just don't do like the same quality of work that you do. Okay, and you put a lot of care, like I said, there's a lot of principle that guide your art. Okay, whether that's, you know, your art, your speaking art, or your whatever kind of work that you're doing, that you've been very, you know, disciplined at. They cannot deliver with the same amount of care that you can. Okay, they haven't had as many obstacles, so they don't have the depth of perception that you have. Okay, and you're also just very, you know, weird and eccentric. You know, they're just very conventional and just normal. You know, they're just jealous of the fact that they're not an individual, and that they don't reach outside of their comfort zones. Okay, give me more information about who these people are. A Virgo, maybe, with the Hermit. Like I said, some of you guys are very isolating and very prone to introspection. The Page of Swords. This person feels like a page to you. And then the World. Okay, it's like you have the intellectual authority because you've been isolated so much. You've been healing so much grief, and they know that you've completed this cycle of poor self-esteem. Okay, and now you're like, your self-confidence is like so impressive now. Okay, but this person, you know, you would know who this person is, because they might be trying to, like, I definitely feel like this is somebody who wants to do the same things as you, and they're just not evolved in their thought like you are. But they feel like a page compared to your King of Swords that wanted to show itself to me earlier. Sorry about that, pile 3. Okay, so I can't remember where we left off, but I definitely feel like, you know, this trigger energy that I have here, it feels like, you know, take this how it resonates, you or someone else. It just feels like, you know, as you are recovering, you are more prone to experiencing some strong emotional reactions. You know, when you remember, you know, a painful memory or something painful is spoken about. Okay, this can manifest as fear, shock, anger, okay, worry. And I feel like, you know, these people, you know, it definitely feels like you have a lot of people triggered, okay, as well. So, you know, these people, you know, what they're reacting, you know, when they see you is rooted in their self-esteem, or something painful that happened to them that may have caused them to have a poor self-esteem, okay. You know, a lot of this is like their own wounded children, you know, wounded inner child. And I feel like you are not going to be triggered by this anymore. It's like, you know, no longer will be, you know, triggered by this, because you have that introspection, you have that way of centering yourself again. I'm definitely getting something happened at the age of 21. Okay, something happened at the age of 21. And I feel like, you know, it's definitely something bad that happened in the past. But I also feel like, you know, you have been healing, you know, this grief-stricken reality that you've been in, okay? And people see this, and they're just jealous of how you bounce back from it. You know, ultimately, that's what it is. I'm hearing that for some of you, you might have lost a job, or you've been recovering from, like, financial insecurity. And I feel like, you know, these obstacles that you've had to overcome in your life have, like, you've really, like, overcome them with so much, like, thought. Like, it's like a big energy around like you seeking out truth, okay? Because the more truth that you receive, the more healing you occurs for you. And I feel like these people, they haven't really sought out truth, okay? They haven't been disciplined and tenacious in that way. And how, you're like, okay, I understand that, I haven't had the best in my life, but I'm going to believe that, I deserve, the best, my self-worth, okay? I deserve the best. And not settling. People are jealous of that. And you just constantly come into greater truths, and this just gives you more intellectual authority and more intellectual, more mental clarity, and just like evolved thinking and deep perspective. And the people that are jealous of you, they're triggered at, how smart you are, okay? How much of a natural born leadership you are, and leader you are. I hope this is making sense, but it feels like, what you've recovered from is very impressive, okay? And these people who are triggered by you, they might gossip, and they might just engage in a lot of low vibrational energy because they really don't have nothing else to do, okay? Now, meanwhile, you're out traveling and being adventurous and breaking boundaries and stepping outside your comfort zone. These people are just sitting here watching you recover from some of the most extreme circumstances and overwhelming experiences that may have traumatized you, okay? But because you have overcome so much, it just makes you so strong and so, accomplished and so achieved, and, achieving your own personal fulfillment after, not being fulfilled for majority of your life is a major accomplishment, okay? These people, they just don't have the same, they're not as cultured, and they don't have the same, wide, varying experiences that you have. And this is why they're just a page to your king, okay? They're just not as, they don't have the same gifts, okay? And like I said, some people just don't need to be, pretending to be a guide or pretending to have leadership. This is what these people are doing. They're pretending to be, guides, and they're pretending to have like connection to, higher consciousness when they just don't. And I feel like, they're triggered by you because ultimately they always end up having to learn from you. I feel like for some of you guys, these people are studying your work. They might have even told you this. They might have been like, I'm still watching your old videos, or I'm still watching your old, work. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you're not even proud of that stuff anymore. Like, these people, they have to learn from you, and this is why they're jealous, okay? It just feels like students. They feel like students of yours, or people inferiors, okay? It's like your knowledge and learning has come from your experiences, and like maybe even you might have even took it on to educate yourself, but it doesn't necessarily feel like you have like this tradition of learning. It doesn't feel like book smarts. It feels like just common sense and just like learning survival. This sucks for them. And send them compassion, because they're just wounded. Honestly, it's not that they're bad people, but they might, you might find them in unparalleled competition with you, and they're just not getting the same results that you are getting. Like I said, some of them, they're just not getting engagement. They're not getting views. Nobody's subscribing or following them. They're not getting rewarded or recognized for this work that they're doing, but it's because they're not developed, and it's because they haven't worked for it, okay? Instead, they try to take shortcuts by watching you and studying you, when really they need to go ahead and have these experiences for themselves so that they become more embodied, okay? Pile 3, that is what I'm seeing of all these people who are jealous of you. They hate and they send an evil eye. Like I said, the best thing that you can do, the advice in this situation is just like, honor your adversity, okay? Honor the things that you have been through, because this is what gives you your authority and your power. It's very validating. Like, people were like, okay, I'm going to listen to Pile 3 because Pile 3 has bounced back from the most craziest things, and I know that they know what they're talking about. Meanwhile, these people who are evil eyeing you and jealous of you, they sitting on their, behinds and not doing anything, right? And just trying to watch you and copycatting, okay? It doesn't give them what they, you can't copycat your way through life. For some of them, You know, they might have got expelled from school, or they might have, you know, had some kind of like plagiarism violation. These people are just known for taking shortcuts or just not doing the work that they need to do, that inner work that they need to do to overcome their own grief and poor self-esteem. Because we're all like, it doesn't mean that you're like, our obstacles and our challenges in our life are subjective to who we are. You can't say, oh, my challenges are more challenging, you know, because someone could go through something that doesn't appear as challenging to you, but it can feel like insurmountable to them, right? But once they overcome that, right, once they transcend, right, reach self-transcendence and overcome, you know, their obstacles, you know, because of a cause and not because of some selfish or materialistic reason, then they are like, that's when they learn the lesson. That's when they receive the truth, okay, that they need to embody that wisdom that is extracted from that. But because they don't, you know, whatever challenges they do face, they don't have to be as, you know, overwhelming as yours or perceived as overwhelming, but they simply have to do that work, and they don't do that, okay? And this is why they're jealous, Padre, okay? So let them, send them compassion, don't judge them, because ultimately they just have a poor self-esteem and they're unable to kind of discharge their triggers, okay? Definitely somebody here who might have a YouTube channel, somebody who wants to grow a YouTube channel or be like some kind of public figure or do something similar to you, but they just are not having, you know, as much fun and are not having as much success, and they're just not that impressive. Instead, they come off as very irritable, clumsy, you know, intolerant, and they just don't come across as inclusive or diverse, or, you know, just don't have that gift of gab that you have either. And they haven't been as resilient, to be truthfully honest, because they're still plagued with their issues, okay? They haven't transcended a thing, and this is why they're jealous, okay? Thank you so much, Padre. It was my honor to reach your energies. Please let me know how this resonates, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.